Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Alex. We are going to head into the game. It is Liquid versus Renegades. Map number 2, match number 2, day number 2.
A lot of twos. Where are you going with that one?
I wasn't going anywhere with it.
All right. Yes, and it is going to be. I mean, I thought I was actually surprised. I didn't realize that Liquid had lost or with like 1-3 on this map with this lineup. That's a bit worrying. But
Yeah.
I think you also have to look at guys like Elige and Twist and how well they played on Train, and so you give them the open space of cash, and this could turn into a nightmare pretty quick. So it would be fun to see, especially considering also like the reliance of Liquid on the double up setup on that CT side of Train.
Yeah, I mean, I just enjoy watching this map. I think Cash is still a really fun map, so I'm sort of ready for it.
This is the map you think is the dark horse to be taken out next?
Well, I just said that there's a case to be made for it because it's the last non-Valve map in the pool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Valve have any specific desire to control all of the maps, but I can see an advantage in doing it, like having sort of full creative control over all of it.
Okay.
I just think, I mean, I obviously want Cobblestone out, so I'm not trying to advocate for for that, but yeah. I want Cobblestone out or changed in some way. And I can't think of like any really sort of like
good changes to fix it.
So hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see if that ever actually happens, because Dust has been released for quite some time, or Dust 2, the new one.
Yeah, it has, and people seem to be enjoying it. Like a surprising amount of people, I feel like, are not complaining about it, because people tend to complain about everything, no matter what it is. Just as long as it's new, people are just ready to really be angry. It
is Dust 2, though. It is like the most iconic video game map across every video game ever created in the entirety of the world.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we are going live. Everyone's readied up, about 3 seconds away from the Pisteron. Team Liquid is going to start on that CT side. Renegade's going to be on the T side, which you could argue like this is one of the maps where the T side starting is even a pretty good advantage. All things considered, we see some T sided halves on this map once in a while. Actually, I would say with decent frequency.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it can be a bit deceptive sometimes. People tend to overreact a bit. If someone gets up to 9 rounds on T side, they sort of say, "Oh, that's it, it's all over," and it definitely is not. One smoke there, picked up by Nifty. A couple of flashbangs on him as well. A kit on Twist. So we'll see. Looks like they might be playing something of a retake on A, which is pretty common.
Yes, it is very common. Although, to be fair, when you play retake on A, there's a little bit more presence in the B bomb site. Naf and Twist were both by the truck, so perhaps some miscommunication. The bomb is all the way back in T spawn at the moment, so I think that's fortunate in that there was pretty much zero chance of some kind of a heavy assault pretty quickly while Naf and Twist kind of figured out that situation. Nifty running back to get it at the moment.
What a teammate.
Yeah, what a good guy. Boy, they need him in this game to get back into the series. Down 0-1. And Azza has been boosted up with Ustillo. Nifty with the utility. You imagine he's going to use that to help his teammates get out, perhaps. And there's a decent duel. Flashbang coming out just a tad bit late. Elige not affected by it whatsoever. Nifty's going to follow up with a bomb. This is an attempt at a mid-B split, and I think that's mostly been spotted out.
Yeah, they should have a good idea, but they're still not rotating that many people over now. They are starting to draw Twist back as well as Elige, so one good kill here to slow things down is all they need, and they're going to find Nitro in the back. That's a big kill for Ustillo. Now they can focus on the rest, but Steel coming in with a great headshot. He's going to get taken out in the meantime. Looked like he could have had a double there. It's working out in favor of Renegades. Oh, Naf coming in with one big kill on Azza. And now JKS right below him. They have no idea. This is a really bold play from Naf. And JKS with the bomb, going to try and make the jump up. He's caught out in the open for a moment. Very low on health, but the headshot is going to seal the deal. JKS, that requires a bit of guts to try and go for that kind of peak.
Yeah, I actually really like that play. Naf obviously had him fooled. JKS had no idea it was coming and just misses a couple shots, and obviously running low on bullets, and there's nowhere to kind of go from there. So that was a play that really needed to land that kill within those first 3 or 4 shots. But nice job by Renegades. There was actually a pretty decent amount of defense mounted there even after Nitro went down in checkers. 1-0. Liquid buying up 4 CZs and a Deagle on Twist. I think the fun part about this map is it's always a unique experience to see how teams kind of handle mid, because no one likes messing with mid on this map on the CT side just because it's so difficult to hold it. So it's always fun seeing how they mix it up with aggression in towards A main, aggression towards B bomb side. Are they going to stack mid?
Yeah, there are some character differences between the teams. There are some teams I feel like who like to do it a lot. Good flashbang and a great follow-up kill from Nitro. Love to see that.
Yeah, that was very cool. Obviously a planned peek, and Alza's going to sit this one out. A little bit fooled by that. Now, because of all that attention, they have given up mid, and this is what I'm talking about. They have no control of mid, and they need to gain something somewhere. So smoke out towards the squeaky door. Nitro and Naf now pushing up, and I don't think they're going to slow down whatsoever. The rest of Liquid rotating over towards the B bomb site. If they can stall out this hit for just a little bit, those flanks are going to be so brutal. Yustillo wrapping around through checkers. The CZ from Steel, he's got nowhere to go. No one else inside the B bomb site, but they need to hold on a little longer, and it's not happening. It was almost there. The idea was there, and just didn't quite come to fruition for Team Liquid. So 1-on-3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously seems unlikely that Twist is going to be able to win this, but there was definitely a moment where that was, I think, scarier than maybe Renegades realized right away.
Yeah.
Could have got very much out of control. Now they should be in a perfect position, and Twist is just hoping to get one more kill somewhere. I
think the timing of that hit, I think Liquid was kind of slow to react and to rotate over towards the B bomb site. If they were able to actually get in the site before Renegades threw the smokes and executes and flashbangs, I think that would have worked better. Just not able to do it. Good start for Renegades, though. They had that really nice start on the T side of Train after losing the pistol in the ensuing 2, and they went on that nice 5-round streak, but just couldn't hold on.
And you want to see Renegades, I think, off to a good start with a new roster. I think it's going to be, you know, a better team building experience for them if they can sort of do a good job right off the bat.
The interesting thing is, I think this Jacob's not an official member of the team. I don't think he's been signed. I think they're using him as a stand-in for this event.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'll be interesting to see if maybe he's kind of plays his way into the roster, or if it's just kind of a band-aid for the moment.
I just feel like they've been hovering so long in that sort of close to making a big position, but not all the way there. So just I feel like they need some success soon. This round is looking great. Twist and Naf 2 versus 5.
They had some success when Naf was on the team. They won that event, the Starladder event actually in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Beat Virtus Pro in a BO5 finals.
I feel like that's I'll give him that. I was gonna say,
yeah.
I think that was one of those weird events where, just maybe I don't know, a lot of other teams didn't show up.
Okay.
I'm not trying to undermine them. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Okay, maybe I'm Moses.
Yeah, just trying to make that as politically correct of an answer as humanly possible. Really struggling with it. 3-0 for Renegades. They're off to the races.
This is not bad at all.
This is interesting. Tactical pause on round 4, and you can see Kassad immediately huddled into the ear of Nifty, even though they're wearing headsets and on TeamSpeak. But really making sure that him and Nifty are on the same page in terms of how to play out this T side.
Yeah, you want to see that. This is a kind of a critical round. Again, every time you're in that 4th round, CT's just able to buy. You obviously want to inflict a lot of damage onto them, and maybe this is going to be a good round for that. They've got a lot of utility. There's so many Molotovs. They can be used on either A or B. I mean, there's just
or mid.
Or mid, yeah.
Yeah. If you look back over this map and the previous, the history of CS:GO, as it's been played over the few years, there's been such cool Molotov strategies. I think this is probably one of the maps that lends itself most to different Molotov tactics, which is really, really cool. You don't see some of the same full-blown firebomb the bomb site executes as you used to, but it still plays a big part. Part of it is that the meta has always shifted for the CT team on how they use their smokes to prevent those kind of huge fire executes from being impactful.
Smoke towards the middle on the CT side, just making sure they don't have to focus on everything all at once. And Nitro, I think, realizing if I take a fight here, then it's just my head showing most of the time. Might not be worth it. His
whole job there is just to spot for the information of what the timing of when they take mid. He doesn't actually want to take that fight. He just wants to know that they're out.
Man.
Or not out, for that matter.
Steel is going to be in an awkward position. Naf might be able to help him out for a bit, but this might this is kind of a you know, all or nothing position. Naf waiting inside of the fire, going to try and go for a late peek. There's Steel picking up one, but he's got so many angles to work with, and that was maybe never going to work out exactly like they wanted. Nitro couldn't even get into position. There was a Molotov waiting for him. So very well done. Renegades opening up the bomb site. Looked like they had everything planned out, using the Molotovs to deny Naf, to deny Nitro, and Steel had no backup at all. Liege getting shot in the face as they're getting that one for the double, and Twist now probably just has to back off.
Yeah, Liege had a chance to make a play there. Just as we talked about how effective Molotovs can be, one falls into checkers, forces Naf to make an awkward play, and then obviously Nitro with the response had a chance to kind of hold down the fort for his teammates, but when he transitions over to that headshot spot, there's fire already in the ground, so Molotovs netting Renegades at least 2 kills in this round, which is very nice. Twist not even able to land that kill, even though it looked like it should have been one, and Oz is going to take the guns away. So Renegades being ruthless in this round in a 4-0 start.
Yeah, that was so well done. You could just tell that they had it all planned out. So you like to see rounds like that when it just sort of clicks into place. You're still at back 10, and that's going to be just a great buy here. They'll have a little bit of armor on Steel. Is anyone else going to pick it up? Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, he's going to have a good time with the Mac 10.
Yeah, he should, certainly. And definitely if there's going to be a stack, which you kind of see 3 players heading over towards A right now. Elish has that pop flash for Nitro and Steel. So if they hear a decent presence in A main, they're going to want to get that out. At the moment, though, it's only Ustillo, and he's got his back turned just for that very eventuality. And here it comes. We'll see how it plays out with Ustillo. And actually, he gets taken out no matter what. Some decent kills coming out for Liquid, but nothing that's going to turn the round in their favor. And Twist had a chance, and Elish still being here is the last one, tapping away with the AK-47. It's pretty difficult to hit for some time, but JKS cleans him out.
Deny the ace of Jacob. That's just bad manners. Always gotta do that, Moses.
Deny the ace?
No, give.
Oh, give the ace?
Yeah.
No, aces are to be earned, Anders.
Really?
Yes.
You wouldn't give me the ace if I.
Absolutely not.
It's heartbreaking.
I might even TK you depending on the scenario. Double op setup. We saw this all day on Train with the Liquid defense. Always a pop flash. Do they want to get aggressive? Here they are boosting over. That Elish eats that one. This is looking good for Renegades. This is why it can be so difficult to defend mid, but look at the play. Elish has actually gone into the smoke, and that's the bomb. He can actually make this work. Tries to go over to the AK-47, but couldn't find it. All of his teammates are falling, though. This isn't ideal, and even Jacob even smoking off the bomb for himself, but like I said, everyone else is dying, and poor Elish is so alone.
Eventually he's going to get flanked, so the next fight is going to be against Azza Elish. Kind of sees it coming, but Azza just had a superior position there. And that will be Nafly. 1 versus 4, and a lot of chaos in the middle. I mean, when you're fighting through the smoke like that, it's hard to tell who's going to come out on top. But I think Renegades did a good job of slowing it down. You know, once they realized we're not 100% in control of this mid-fight, so everyone just stay wherever they are and keep Elish on that side, and then pick up the rest. Yeah,
not panicking, because I mean, if they could have, really gone crazy and had someone jump back into the smoke to try and recover the bomb and take that fight, and then you just start bleeding players out. But yeah, really good job. And that's also speaks to what we saw in Train, the resiliency of them being down 15-6 or something like that, and then making that big comeback all the way to 12. So just showing this Renegades has really stepped up their performance in terms of the mental aspect of the game. 6-0 as the double op setup. The heavy investment into that is punished and destroyed from Team Liquid. So they're going to have to do another round of pistols and an MP9 on Elish.
And they don't even take one of the AWPs. They just don't even care about that. You don't really need one on T side, Cash, if you don't want it.
You can see that previous round is really like why so many teams have an issue with the C2K. The CT side of Cash is there's actually 3 players from Liquid were in middle. Yep. And it's just like, if you just catch an awkward timing, it's not even like a fancy flash. It was like underhanded through the smoke from one player in mid, and it just so happened that Elish was looking at it when it came through the smoke and popped, and that just kind of shatters any ability for that 3-man defense to be coordinated in any kind of way.
Yeah, and one of the 3 was by sandbags, and he was Molotov and smoked out at the same time. So, like, he just couldn't really...
Just to save his own life, he had to smoke himself off, and then that obviously denies him from being involved.
So a little bit of rough turn of events. Yeah, you're right. It is not easy, but the consequences of not holding middle are also pretty severe.
And that's why this can be such a T-sided map, and that's also why a lot of in-game leaders, especially, I think this map is kind of a nightmare for them.
Yeah. I really like it. I think it's, even though it's been played so much, there are so many little fun details that can still be put to use, in my opinion. Still going to try and make his way a little bit close to the headshot position. Actually, really good job. Naf and Nitro putting in some damage. Sadly, they are going to be overrun eventually. Nitro very low. 15 seconds here. They need to get close and just put that bomb down, which is awkwardly dropped. And as that headshot goes through, if Twist had been a bit closer, maybe he could have denied the plant. But it's still possible, and you almost want him to see him go for it here.
Yeah, JK has heard all those footsteps as well. We'd love to find JKS early on. 6 HP, 1 flashbang, and JKS is just going to hold the headshot angle for his teammate as Azza is inside the bomb site.
Sneaking on in. No kit means he's actually almost out of time already. It doesn't really seem like it, but he's got one chance here. That's a great flick. And as was flashed, there's no way that Twist could have known that. If he had kept flanking around, who knows what could have happened. It will be the round for Renegades, 7 in a row. This is beautiful.
The great irony is that flashbang that Twist throws that blinds Azza is what prevents him from peeking into where he was looking. So unfortunate, but almost there. Deals some economic damage. Not the biggest deal in the world for the T side, especially considering Nifty has 11,000, Azza has 12,500. Plenty of money on the side. Jacob has 7,500. Another double up setup coming out for Team Liquid, and Renegades sticking with this 5 AK, which makes them very mobile across this map, and they're using it to very good effect. 7-0. And that smoke is going to set off warnings inside of the Renegades' heads. There's a boost at the back there. Usilo can peer underneath that smoke and is still aware of that. He's going to get into a good position. There's the opening up kill from Nitro.
That double up setup, second time that they have it, it has to pay off this time. Otherwise, that's a lot of rounds that you're just sort of waiting to get it back, and the payoff isn't there. You can't keep doing it. Yeah, if they can start winning rounds now, we still have an interesting first half on our hands, but it sort of has to be soon. And I feel like this position for Steel is just going to be so good. Everything suggests that they just have no idea. And indeed, JKS completely focused on something else. 5 versus 3.
And they almost, if you're Renegades, you almost have to pick up the pace here in this 3v5 before the rotation comes in. This needs to come out fast. Twist is the only one here at the moment with an AWP. Going to get into a new position, relocate. Grab an off angle, completely blinded, and there goes Ustillo. This should be a Liquid round, and indeed it will. And it could even be all 5 players surviving, which would be great considering the investment that went into it. Jacob falls. So Liquid's finally on the board in round 8. And able to make up some money to rebuy the utility. But they've got a lot of cash to burn through on the Renegade side. Yeah,
they really do, but now the game also changes a bit for Renegades, you know? They might have to change how they play now that they're up against double AWP setup.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing how that works out. I mean...
Well, they did beat it once or twice before, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think there are some really fast plays you can do on this map that are pretty good against just that kind of setup.
Well, Nifty grabs an AWP of his own, which up until now they've been playing with 5 AKs. So they switch things up. Some decent spam coming through. Jacob down to 46. Nifty had a tough time with the AWP on Train. We'll see what he can do with it on Cash. Have to say bomb site, he'll at least have a Twist he can duel against. And it's always sketchy when you play this kind of game with the smoke. And he actually, I think Twist spotted something. Grabs the leg shot onto Nifty, which is going to force him to be far more passive in the rest of this round. So maybe boost him up, put him in mid, obviously, and you just kind of camp him there with that AWP and have him cut the map in half, prevent rotations, prevent people from getting into vents, depending on where you want to go.
Molotov on the sandbags with nobody actually holding there, so should be just fine. 2 on the highway instead. Elige with a rifle, and Steel is actually going to be the one to pick up the first kill. That was in the vents. He goes down to Nifty, but it is still a 4-on-4, and we'll see how this all works out. Naf ignoring the Molotov for the moment, letting a couple of people pass before he finally goes for the big hit. Could have been a double kill. You have to appreciate the fact that he tries to do that, because it's not such a bad idea at all. But it didn't really work out this time. Another retake in the bag here for Liquid. They desperately need it. If they can't make it work, then they're going to be reset. And Renegades, I mean, they're probably going to run away with the first half at that point. Like, it's very hard to imagine that Liquid could keep on fighting after that. Love the Molotovs bouncing right down on the bomb. The grenade as well, going to tag up Jacob. And, oh, he gets the headshot. And the return for Twist is there. So now it's all on JKS. 1 versus 2, and he's going to get dropped by Elige, so this time it's a sensible retake.
He's making sure the ops can be salvaged. And yes, that was a very good retake. A sketchy scenario almost coming in there.
You like the little detail of Twist walking out and shooting through the floor there, yeah. There are... I've experimented a lot with trying to hit people in the corner from different ways.
Okay.
Yeah, you
How's it work?
Pretty good. You can actually do it from the ramp that people walk up, the one that always gets Molotov.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's... I think it's... I've convinced myself it's too inconsistent to realistically use in like a high-level match. But, you know, I wanted to do it, Moses.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Changing up the pace, changing up the style. 4 players towards this B bomb site. Steel not able to get anything done. And once again, this Liquid defense has been, I mean, it's struggled at the B bomb site at times. Naf has played checkers a number of times, but it hasn't really worked out for him too well. Elige is going to push through up top, but they've lost the site. They had a trouble in the previous round with rotating over, and actually could be an easy kill, but Jacob's watching for it, and Liquid might have to give this up. Naf has to be a hero. Oh, that TK, that helps so much. That is actually a disaster, the timing of that TK coming out.
Nifty trying to bring it back, getting another headshot. Yustilo's gone down, but TKs and all, they still win the round. I'm not even sure how it happened. Yustilo just getting a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
A little bit panicked.
Some damage coming out. You know, Renegades has done a really good job of exploiting this B bomb site. If I'm them, I'm just pounding that bomb site until Liquid prove they can actually hold it consistently, because they've done a great job. Now, to be fair, they do have 8 rounds out of 10, so they've been winning pretty much everywhere they go.
Yeah, and the money's really awful for Liquid, but they probably feel at this point like they sort of have to try and force it, just because they can't really just keep on giving away rounds. It's getting a bit out of control. 2-8, pretty big stack towards the A-bomb site. Nobody in middle just now. Is there going to be a flashbang in? Elige setting up for it. It's a good job with the MP9, but they need more, and Jacob is not going to give it to them. Takes down Elige and Nitro, and now it's a little bit of a problem for the CT side. Continuing is Nifty, taking down Twist. Naf actually doing a remarkable job with the C-set 75, but it's not enough. Nifty doing all the work in this round, or nearly all of it, with the triple. 9-2, and they'd bought into this round.
Yeah, they really had, and now they've got essentially nothing to work with. So, big gamble for Liquid in terms of their economy in that previous one, and Renegades just picks them apart. And this isn't even really a fancy T-side whatsoever, is it? Especially now that they have such a big lead in terms of their money, they can really just start bullying Liquid all over the map. And we've seen a number of times Liquid wants to have the double upset about. They want to use 2 AWPs on this side, and they're probably not going to get it again for the rest of this half unless they are able to win a round and pick up a free one. Because the next round they're just going to have to buy. They just need some of these rounds on the board. And this round, Renegades already has mid control.
I feel like almost all of the fights that happen towards mid or towards checkered mainly are just fights where you can almost tell that Liquid, they just sort of, like they've only just got in position, and then there's like 3 people on them. Like they don't get that sort of mental reset where they're like, okay, I'm here and I'm holding a corner and I'm getting some information. Like there's no warm up at all in any of these positions. They're there and then the whole team is on them. It's so quick.
I feel like Renegades has actually a much better grasp of the T side on this map than they did on Train, and they've done a couple different timings. So essentially, like Liquid never is able to get into that comfortable groove where they know, oh, we're gonna have 30, 40 seconds of like setup time for this round. We're just gonna use the utility and the smokes, and then all of a sudden Renegades is busting in when they least expect it. This has to be a buy for Liquid, and they're gonna bring up the M4, so no AWP is gonna be on the board. Steel can buy one, but it'd be Glass Cannon, and he'd likely have to use it. So we're gonna get a pause out of Liquid as they want to talk things over. This is quite nice.
Change of pace, I would say.
Yeah.
for Renegades. And unlike, I mean, in the first map, they had a a couple of moments where they looked like this, but then they couldn't sort of hold on to it. Like they took their foot off the pedal at one point, and that was enough for Liquid to come back. Now it really seems like then just not doing that, which is great news. Love to see it. Once you've got them down on the mat, Moses, just choke them all the way out, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Even when the referee
tells you to stop.
Trying to get your arm away. Just don't.
Oh, you need Jesus.
Well, I don't think he does wrestling.
Timeout has ended. Ooh, that's fancy.
Back to the mushrooms, are we? It's the 13th round. And we do have Nifty still in the AWP. M-Force all around, that's fine. Couple of grenades, that's fine. No defuse kit, it's definitely not fine. And no Molotovs for any kind of a retake, also a little bit of an issue. Again, they're setting up for what looks like a really fast push. Steel and Naf are going to have to just hold on very well. And I'm not sure it's going to really happen. We've temporarily lost one of the monsters. Hopefully you guys still have one. Steel is going to be going down to you, Stillo. That's the first problem. And now Naf has been smoked out. So, I mean, that kind of defense is essentially unacceptable, you know? One smoke separates Naf and Steel.
Yeah.
And then that's just the round. Like,
well, I mean, in their defense, they've tried a couple different looks at that deep bomb site. Remember, Naf has played in checkers a lot.
Don't defend them, Moses.
Don't defend them? Okay. But again, let's just go back to it because this is another part of Cash that is so dangerous. Is even on the T side, I mean, Renegades is all the money in the world, but even if you don't, like the strategies where you just basically use like one flashbang, and essentially Liquid's smoke can be used against them because if you smoke that choke point and you're just like looking at it to see if someone's going to come through, you eat a flash in the face as Steel did, and they come right through it. That's very effective on this map at both bomb sites, really. So. It is dangerous, and oh, see? Exactly like that. Although, to be fair, all the kills this time go Liquid's way. But at this point, just piling it on is Renegades, 11-2.
Yeah, I love everything that they're doing right now. The confidence is out of control, and like they've got very good reads, you know.
I've played the core of this Renegades lineup on Cash in a show match.
How was that?
It's not fun. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Come on, Moses.
Oh.
Just somewhere in there, there's some of it is still left. Bring out CPL Moses, you know.
Yeah.
Did you? I swear you always tell me about the time you beat Kogu in a game.
That's because you have like you love Kogu. You love like all the old oppers like Kogu and Markelov.
Yeah. Kogu to me is Brazilian Markelov, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
The comeback for him was pretty short, but it was well worth it.
Short but sweet.
I enjoyed it.
You got to cast him at E-League?
Yeah, you have no idea how much I enjoyed that. But
did you enjoy it more than shooting under trains?
That's a difficult one. No, I think I enjoyed the Kogu one more.
Okay.
Now, but the Markelov comeback Moses is going to be unbelievable when it happens. So just wait for that.
It's going to be epic. Elige with the opening kill, a 5-on-4 now for Liquid. He's got to do more, and that's nice. That's a good recovery. Shuts down Usilo before we can get started. Finally, some signs of life out of Team Liquid. They desperately need these last 2 rounds if they want to be able to come back into the second half. You need to have something you can work with, and Elige waiting for that. So he's got 3 kills, found 3 individual fights.
Nifty sneaking in. He kind of suspects that this is happening. I think he actually went for that peak for that very reason. It doesn't work out, and it's a bit odd, isn't it? You know, they lose so many rounds, and then when they finally win one, everyone survives. It's just a flawless round for them.
Yeah, why not? Well, that time it was a little bit more spread out and slow and individualistic for Renegades than some of the previous rounds. That's where I think Liquid's really struggled on this defense is with some of the pace and some of the different executes and some of the different timings that Renegades have had, they've really done a good job of getting themselves an advantage in pretty much every bomb site they've attacked. Double up setup again from Liquid. Nitro's going to take it over towards the B bomb site. He's got Steel with him here. Naf, Twist, and Elige towards A, which is unfortunate because it is very fast-paced mid-control for Renegades, and Ustilo is already at the base of Highway. Now, if they do try and go up towards A, Twist is watching with an op, and A main is controlled by Nafly.
It's very hard to hold this A-bomb site when you've got this many angles. Luckily, Twist is going to pick up the kill on Nifty. That's a very good start indeed. And that was the AWP being rotated into place for Nitro, ready to take that kill on Jacob if he was going to try and get through the vent. Naf, a little bit aggressive, and that's going to be rewarded almost instantly. So looking a lot better for Liquid, gunning for that 4th round. It's definitely well within reach.
Yeah, they've done a good job. I mean, even while this mid take is happening and they know there's presence in mid, Liquid has thinned the herd on the extremities of the map, so they've really shrunk things for Renegades. It's basically just Ustilo in mid and now the B bomb site. Jacob trying to see if he can create something for the team. He really wants to find a kill at this B bomb site to allow them to bust up highway and maybe catch Twist in no man's land, which is a possibility right now. They swing out. It's a very shallow angle though, and Twist can get away, especially with help from the Molotov. He's still going right through it. He's still going right through it, and even JK's burning alive.
Oh. Took a while before that fire caught onto him.
Yeah, it did.
Maybe he could have been maybe worth it to wait on the other side. It's kind of hard to make that call because they didn't have that much time left, so I kind of understand why you still wanted to try and fight that. I mean...
Yeah, and I mean, maybe he's thinking Twist might not be prepared because the Molotov might not think he's going to come through it. Either way, Liquid do get those last 2, so they do just scrape their way to 4 rounds. It's not ideal. It's not great. They have a big half ahead of them if they want to make a comeback. And Renegades, surely, I mean, if you're looking to equalize this series at 1-1, that's about the best half you could hope for. And a very, very nice spread for Renegades in terms of their frags. It was not just like one player going off and going nuts. It was everyone kind of contributing at different points.
Yeah, I agree. Like, just a really, really cool first half. 11-4, obviously, a huge lead for them. Win the pistol round here, and you pretty much guarantee yourself a map 3, which for Renegades, I feel like they're going to be. I think they really want that. I feel like they probably must have walked out of the first map thinking we didn't really get much of a chance to show what we were actually all about. You know, like we couldn't really do enough, and now they've definitely got the chance.
Well, he still gives up his position, pretty aggressive in A main, and Elige is at the door and could cut him off if he realizes that he stuck around. And Azza's watching from highway, but that's not the most, it's not something you can necessarily rely on. Naf going to meet up with Elige in the door. The rest of the 3 going towards A main. Ustilo is still spotting this, and they're going to open the door, I would assume, right now and try and pick him off, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that as well. It seemed like that would have been the obvious choice, but Elige must have heard him falling back, decided not to try and jump on it. It still looks like they're combining for an A execute. So once they go for it, there's 2 people here, another one on the highway, that's Nifty. Those are the only 3 people that are going to be there in time. The rest are going to have to sort of go for the after plant if they can't just win the fight right away. Molotov on Nitro might be absolutely huge into that corner. You're still already a little bit low. Azza trying to make it work. You're still getting great headshots, making it a double. Azza can't find the kill, and the aim punch is just a little bit too much. But the bomb is down with 30 seconds, and Nifty staying by the forklift. He's going to get one more headshot. That's a big play. A double of his own, and now it's all on Twist. Scrambling to try and find the last couple of kills here, but he's only got 17 seconds, and they're just waiting for it. No reason why Renegades have to show themselves at all. Very smart play for them at this point. And Twist getting one and finally get shut down. Great job. What
a round from Ustilo.
Yeah.
He got goosed right at the start, down to red HP, and still handles it very nicely with 2 headshots. And that's massive. And yeah, that third player being there, those 2 kills coming out allows more rotations to come in, buys a little bit more time. But having that third player was actually huge for the Renegade side of things. And you had some nice shots from Nifty onto this, and Renegade's in full control of this game. No plant. Liquid's going to buy up. They only have 1 smoke. They got to rely on these deagles. 3 deagles on Twist, Naf, and Elige. Renegade's looking to, put an exclamation point on this map and just wrap it up quickly.
Yeah, just give him a right old spanking and send him into the third map. It's always a good plan. Nifty does go down, just we were celebrating the the joy of Renegades winning. So, want to be careful, obviously carry it all the way through. You'd hate to imagine what would happen to Renegades if Liquid turn around and get back into the second half here.
Naf's trying to get aggressive, and he has Elige with a deagle, and Twist was in, mid-main choke point covering him as he moved up. And Renegades doesn't really see what's coming, but they're about to have a very bad time. Liquid rotating themselves towards the B bomb site, and there's no defense here whatsoever, which is wild. Jacob now getting into position, but it's not going to be great. He would have to have some very nice shots. He spots a Liege out. That's a good headshot. That's a good start. Could use more. No one from Liquid, no one else offering themselves up, although Jacob does spot it. And it is going to be an attempted retake from Renegades.
Yeah. They don't have that many grenades, but luckily JKS has some utility that can be used here. They just need to breach the vent, and then they should be good to go. Justillo setting up for it. This is going to be a big retake. They need it. Renegades can't give up this one round. Just shut this one on Liquid. And if they invite them back in the game, who knows what could happen. Asa goes down. Jacob next in line, and now JKS never got a chance to use any of those grenades. Twisted the double, and yeah, moment of pause here as everyone wonders, was that the round?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
12-5. But Liquid are going to have control of the money now, at least for the next few rounds. Although Renegade's going to buy up into this, so that's scary in a way in its own right. Nifty even investing the offer, so sitting perhaps a round out of the AWP, and JKS a full investment as well. 3 Deagles, 2 CZs on the CT side. We'll see what they have to offer us.
Nifty just channeling something to try and see if he could get the shot through.
Just praying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like close your eyes and click the mouse. Nice kill from Naf. Taking control of A main very, very quickly. Ozza is still here. He's got to hear these footsteps, but no, apparently not. Maybe someone was talking to him. Either way, free kill. Naf's going to just continue forward. So 3 for him as he taps away with the UMP. And now the AK, these last 2 pistols from Renegades are kind of trapped, and surely they'll get taken down. Although great kill coming out until Twist gets the double. And if he had gone down there and all of a sudden it's in a 2-on-2, that would have been, I don't know, would have been nice. Would have been cool.
Why is he just flying into the bomb site, Naf? Like, what's wrong with him?
Why not? It obviously worked. I'm confused by Ozza, because it's not like we're in a studio, right? Like, there's not like a crowd.
Yeah.
You're not having, so I'm just confused with how he didn't hear those footsteps. But yeah, that third kill was a bit wild.
Just a little bit. 12-6, and you're right, he probably should have been able to hear that. Maybe he was preoccupied. Maybe somebody else was talking, you know?
Yeah, it could have been something.
A lot of people stacked, ready to get grenaded if anyone tries to throw one into the wall.
This is like the counter NAF strategy. They're waiting. There's the flashbang. Unfortunately, he was back far enough in main, and Elige is going to get a death match. He's got 4, not 5.
And Naf hungry for the last kill. Should have spotted it out. Oh, good damage being output here from Asa. Fortunately, not enough. Another round for Liquid. The gap slowly closing now. 7-12. It's only a 5-round gap, which is actually not that much.
No, it's really not, and especially if you start getting on this win and you have control of the money. I mean, that we saw how fast Renegades could build up a lead. It's the same way in terms of Liquid being able to equalize the score. It all starts with this round. Naf is going to be on the MAC-10, 4 AK-47s, and there's a lack of head armor on 3 players and no AWP on Renegades. No kits as well. What does Liquid bring out? 4 towards the B bomb site. Naf in mid. They have a ton of smokes out mid just to confuse people, but here they come, running through. Nitro with the opening kill. JKS has got to survive that nade. Look good, but the adjustment that Liquid made pretty much negates it, and it's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, it looked like that grenade was going to be dead on, but you're right. They did just move a little bit too far to the left. And the bomb goes down. Renegades, they've had to save a while to get these rifles. If Liquid can close this round on them, that's absolutely going to be devastating. Good smoke to block off. That's beautiful. Trying to see if he can block out anyone on that side. Twist getting one. Big kill on Asa. Now Elige in a good position. Justillo still going to win the fight. And that leaves Naf. The bomb is planted for him, so he can stay here for a while. He's even got the Molotov. They have a smoke, though, and Asa's already going to put it up on the bomb. And Naf, he will have heard that, trying to make it through. But that smoke on the bomb did everything they wanted. Don't have a kit, but still defusing on the site. And, yeah, they're going to have it in time. So really, really big round. Great retake for Renegades. Saving that one smoke is huge.
Yeah, that was nice because you could see Naf actually pulls the Molotov out and then has to reconsider when he hears it plume. Still plenty of money, especially with the $800 bonus that Team Liquid's going to have. And Renegades are not out of it just yet. This would be that hard reset if they were to lose this one. They don't have anything really built up, so a chance still for Liquid to claw back into this. But you could see, I mean, it is a very simple strategy. There was one in mid, just Naf just causing some distraction, throwing all of his utility, 4 hit the B bomb site, and it ends up at least getting them a plant. There's a good opening kill from Nitro, and he follows it up with a second. Single-handedly taking over mid at such a fast pace, and now the defense, if you're Renegades, you just have nowhere to go. That's the bomb down, so that'll slow things down and allow them to kind of catch a breath and communicate and decide where to go from here.
Kind of an interesting game all of a sudden. That kind of opening from Nitro with a double kill, I mean, if you can have even a couple of rounds like that, that might be enough to bring it back to an even scoreline. Like, the money for Renegades is still really bad. Barely won that last round, 2 versus 1.
I like this, though. You have to be mobile on the defense if you want to come back in this scenario. So Jacob and Yusilo both meeting up in mid, and they do find a Liege. And that's the go signal from for Liquid. JKS dodging flames, holding an off angle. Yusilo and Jacob are already here, though, so there's a chance they recover in this.
Yeah, that's the bomb. Committed to the bomb site. Flashbang from a teammate to try and help out JKS, and so far just surviving for a minute. Will eventually go down, still a 2-on-2. That Molotov going to have to force Naf out of position. Steel can't really help him out just yet. They've picked up the bomb, and Naf is just running with it. He's actually committed to this. Now, can Steel sell the idea? I think they know Renegades what's coming. Steel is going to try and creep in and catch them as they rotate out. Very low on health. Yusilo, how is he still alive? Absolute madness. 10 seconds, so Naf can't take a long fight here. And he's got the bomb out. That's the round done.
Yeah, what a good read from Renegades to cheat on the rotate. Also sticking together, Yusilo just barely surviving. If he goes down there and Jacob has to decide to look A or B, that gets really, really tough. But Renegades not fooled whatsoever by Liquid. Can't really fault him too much for that call, although I think Steel being so close to that choke point on the lower ramp might have been able to help take that B-bomb site easier if he just had turned around again. But regardless, easy to criticize in that moment. 7-14, and AWP is out in Twist's hands.
I'm getting to a point now where they're sort of running out of rounds to play with here, Liquid. It was getting exciting for a moment because it looked like they were going to be able to close the gap, but I feel like Renegades they found the strength internally to make this round work and this second half work. And I feel like Cash is it looks looking like a pretty comfortable map for them right now. Their T side was good. They had a really good understanding, as we said, and they kept the pressure on all the way through. The CT side has been pretty respectable.
It's the same way. They're just showing like a pretty solid understanding and a good knowledge of how to play it. JKS has pushed out B. There's a smoke, so he's not gathering too much information, but that's allowing Jacob to cheat over towards A. They're taking the risk, and it's looking like it might just pay off for him. There's the opening kill from Jacob as he gets into position. Yusilo as well chiming in. They line up for him. He could spray down 2, and he does. There's the 4th kill total in the round for Yusilo. A strong hold on that A bomb site, and I think that pretty much seals it.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that anything is going to happen now. I mean, for one thing, they just don't have the money either, but yeah, Renegades really, I think, making a bit of a statement. I guess one of the problems is when you have a good map like this and your map pool might not be as deep, what are the chances that another team in the future, like tomorrow, will allow you to play Cash again?
Not a lot of teams play Cash to begin with. So yeah,
it's even more true.
Yep. So kind of sucks for Renegades, I guess. But yeah, they have looked very, very good. Smoke's going to block off the choke point.
It's taking the wind out of their sails.
It's like, congratulations, you're good on Cash. You will never play it again. Smoke's out, Molotov's out, Naf's going to be forced back. He's still burning, down to 19 HP. And Yusilo is getting sneaky. This could be checkmate. Oh, that's a nice flashbang, though, but certainly they don't clear him out of this spot. They don't check it. Why would you? He's unblind now. Easy spray down, follows it up onto Nitro. He's been great. All of Renegades has been great. And this is a dominant map from them. 16-7.
Just very well done. Absolutely beautiful. The kind of stuff that we didn't get to see out of them on the first map. definitely happen on map number 2. That means we're going to go to map number 3. Great series. I mean, now I'm kind of curious. I hope it's going to be a good map for the both of them, because I feel like it's yeah, it would be fun to see them both on somewhat even territory.
Yeah, Cash did feel a little bit unfair at one point, didn't it?
Just a little bit.
Poor guys. You just got to say, well played to Renegades.
Yeah.
And as well, I mean, you started out, and it might be a small detail, and maybe it didn't have the massive impact that I'll put on it right now, but very cool to see the very first gun round of the game, Kassad calling the timeout, leaning down to Nifty and say, this is the game plan for the T side. Let's make sure we're on the same page. Let's make sure you know what's coming and what we're going to call and how we're going to play this. And then they run out to an 11-4 scoreline. So great work between the coach and the in-game leader. Yeah,
you love that hands-on approach, to really make sure that they don't give up a crucial round like that. So definitely good job. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be the analyst desk and then obviously map number 3. So stay with us. We'll be back.
Lootbet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join Lootbet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Yellow is a monster, Tom!